All right, here to weigh in on all of tonight's breaking news, Fox News contributor, our media guru, Joe Concha, is with us. This was predictable for a long time. When Colbert got fired, what did I say on this show? What did you say on this show? No doubt he had higher ratings than Kimmel. Kimmel would likely be next. I would argue Kimmel did this to himself, but of course, people want to blame conservatives for this happening. Well, can you name one prominent conservative? I've been boycotted in my career. There have been calls for my firing many times in my career. No liberal ever came to my defense, ever. My private text messages released. No liberal ever came to my defense. Putting all that aside, can you name one prominent conservative that said, I want Jimmy Kimmel fired? Because I can't.
Can't find it. Don't see it online. And quite frankly, that's because it does not exist, Sean. The bottom line is that Jimmy Kimmel is three things, and they're not good. He is patently dishonest. He is craptastically stupid, and he is profoundly unfunny. And when you're those three things, this comes down to accountability and basic accounting. Accounting in terms of, like you mentioned, Colbert was losing $40–50 million per year to produce that show that was a distant second to Greg Gutfeld. And then Kimmel is actually behind him in third place, losing probably about the same amount of money since they have more or less the same production costs. So this is basic math. Now, as far as accountability, the days are over when you can just go on national television and just make up any crap you want anytime and not think, something may happen eventually in terms of your affiliate saying, this is ridiculous. And don't tell me that, oh, well, this is comedy and get over it, guys, please. No, this wasn't comedy. This was Jimmy Kimmel talking about 31-year-old Charlie Kirk, who was executed in Utah just because he wanted to have a free exchange of ideas. And here's Kimmel's argument, by the way, Sean. So you're telling me that, oh, this was a MAGA supporter, Tyler Robinson, the shooter? Since when does a trans-loving guy who had anti-fascist on bullets, who's far left completely, who had a visceral hatred for Charlie Kirk, confess to it, how does that make him a MAGA supporter? And by the way, if the plan is, if he's MAGA, to take out the biggest supporter, the biggest advocate and activist Donald Trump has in the country, how does that make any sense? So he knew he was lying when he did this, and it's finally good to see that accountability is back in style. More importantly, maybe entertainment is back in style. No one wants to watch the DNC every night on ABC and CBS. When we had Carson and Letterman, even Conan O'Brien, Leno, as you mentioned, you would have the escapism, and you would actually laugh at 11:30 at night. And now these guys are just using these platforms as this operation to push everything that's great about liberals and what's evil about Republicans. And now the chickens have come home to roost because Kimmel is gone, Colbert will be gone next year, and this is just the way things are going to go. Maybe entertainment will finally be something that we have on our television screens again late
So
night.
it makes no sense. Jay Leno was right, and that is you alienate half the audience. I don't remember Johnny Carson alienating half the country at all, ever. He was funny, and he had a massive audience. Alienate half the country. You get to the point your ratings are so low, which results in lower revenues. Whether or not people want to hear this or not, it is a business. There is a business aspect to television. If you can't afford the production costs, you can't afford to be on the air, then that show's not going to survive. It's A squared, B squared, C squared. It's that simple. And then these companies are saying, okay, now you're going after a guy that was assassinated, a husband and father of two. Sorry, you're not worth it anymore. And they're the ones that pushed him out, but they'll claim it's conservatives.
That's the thing, right? I mean, Jimmy Kimmel literally went on the air in an interview with another network and said that he wished that no Trump supporter ever watched his show again. In other words, if you're a stockholder at Disney, you're like, wait a minute, you just told half the country not to watch you again? Why would you keep a clown like that around who declares something like that? I mean, clearly, Jimmy Kimmel had become unhinged at this point. So, well, look, what more can you say here, Sean? This isn't about conservatives pushing out Jimmy Kimmel. No one forced Jimmy Kimmel to make up what he did about Charlie Kirk. And Nexstar and other affiliates like Sinclair, they're not doing this out of ideological reasons. They're doing it because they don't like losing money anymore. And he's such a PR headache that he's not worth saving. It's that simple.
Never once in my career for people that have watched the show for a long time. Have I ever called for a firing? Have I ever called for a boycott?
That's correct.
I've had calls for my firing, boycotts of this show. That has happened to me in the course of my career. I've never done it. And if you go back, I'm sure Bill Maher probably wouldn't remember, but the loudest voices defending him when Politically Incorrect got canceled on ABC were Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, and conservative voices. That was back in the day. Probably doesn't remember or care.
That was 2002. I remember that quite well. And that's the thing. You've never called for anything like that. Let the market dictate exactly what's going to happen here. And by the way, all these people that are getting fired for celebrating the murder, the execution of Charlie Kirk, I'm sorry. If you run a hospital, if you run a law firm, if you run a place where you get an education, I could go down the line, and you have an employee that is celebrating something that is that sick. I'm sorry, when you work for a company, you represent that company and that brand. And if you're going to celebrate the murder of a father of two like that, then you shouldn't be working there anymore. And employers are right to fire those people. It's not canceling. It's a matter of who do I want to work in my company and who has the integrity to get a paycheck from here. It's that simple as well.
All right, Joe Concha, always great to have you. Appreciate your analysis. The media guru, Joe Concha. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.